Imagine diving into the most stunning and the most violent planet in our solar system. A world wrapped in shimmering rings, roaring storms, and mysteries we still can't explain. Today, you're not just visiting Saturn. You're falling straight into it. Welcome to Saturn, the superstar of the solar system. Those gigantic rings? They're more famous than any celebrity accessory. But Saturn isn't just beautiful, it's strange. For example, it glows with twice as much energy as it receives from the Sun, meaning something deep inside Saturn is heating it, and no one knows exactly why. And that's why we're sending Chase on one mission. Descend into Saturn and find out. As Chase approaches Saturn, the first thing he sees isn't the rings. It's the hexagon. Yes, a gigantic six-sided storm on Saturn's north pole. 14,500 kilometers long, 29,000 kilometers wide. Bigger than the entire United States 6 times over. And a few years ago, this storm even changed color from blue to gold. Scientists still scratch their heads. Chase just blames space fashion trends. Once every 30 Earth years, Saturn is swallowed by a massive storm called the Great White Spot, a planet-wide explosion of lightning and clouds. The last one was in 2010, so Chase won't be around to see the next. Unless he survives this mission and comes back in 2040. Chase decides he's not going around the rings. He's going through them. Saturn's rings stretch 280,000 kilometers across but are so thin. Barely 1 kilometer. They're practically flat. He passes through the E-ring first, made mostly from icy particles blasted out of the moon Enceladus. Tiny moon, enormous influence. Then he crosses the wild F-ring, twisted and braided by 2 moons, Prometheus and Pandora. Beautiful chaos. Next, the glowing A and B rings divided by the giant Cassini division, a 4,800 kilometers gap sculpted by the moon Mimas. Every moon, every orbit, every particle. Saturn is a dance of gravity. Chase admires it, then keeps going. To enter Saturn, Chase uses a cheap space descent balloon he bought from the return bin. Bad choice. Saturn is mostly hydrogen and helium, lighter than water. If you had a giant cosmic ocean, Saturn would float. He drops into the troposphere, and the temperature instantly slams to minus 175 degrees Celsius, minus 283 degrees Fahrenheit. Then the winds hit. Saturn spins once every 10.5 hours, creating equatorial winds of 1,800 kilometers per hour, 1,120 miles per hour. 4 times stronger than Earth's worst hurricanes. Chase almost gets ripped apart before Rico finally slows him. Scene 6, the cloud layers. 100 kilometers down, Chase enters the ammonia cloud layer. Freezing cold, toxic and smelling like a rotten chemistry experiment. Pressure, 40% of Earth's. Deeper. He reaches the ammonium hydrosulfide layer. Now the smell is a mix of urine and rotten eggs. Pressure, 1.7 bars. 170 kilometers down. The water ice cloud deck. Temperatures rise to minus 70 degrees Celsius. Pressure climbs to 5 bars. Like scuba diving in a volcano made of farts. Chase's sinuses hate him. Scene 7, the balloon fails. 220 kilometers below the troposphere. Temperature hits 0 degrees Celsius, pressure is 10 bars. The balloon collapses. Completely. Saturn hasn't even gotten serious yet. Below the visible atmosphere lie tens of thousands of kilometers of liquid hydrogen, changed from gas by crushing pressure. At 500 kilometers depth, pressure reaches 1,000 bars. The temperature, 730 degrees Celsius, 1,350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now Chase is boiling alive in liquid metal-forming hydrogen. Scene 8, metallic hydrogen hell. As he sinks further, pressure skyrockets to 2 million bars. Temperature blasts to 5,700 degrees Celsius, 10,300 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than mini stars. Hydrogen becomes metallic, electrically conductive, bizarre, shimmering. This layer is 30,000 kilometers thick. Chase tries to keep his suit together. Rico begins to glitch. Everything creaks. Everything melts. Scene 9, the core and the end. Chase almost reaches Saturn's mysterious core. A small, rocky center surrounded by a world of crushing, burning chaos. And then, the pressure takes him. His suit collapses. His body vaporizes. His mission is over. Outro. Saturn is stunning from afar. But inside, it's a world no human could ever survive. So, where should we send Chase next? How about the planet with the strongest winds in the solar system? Neptune. But that is a story for another what if.